Hey guys, it's Melvin with the Midweek Inspirational Thought for the day, and I have something that I want to share with you that I'm really excited about. This morning I had the opportunity to be present as a piece to a puzzle was put in place. This morning we had a cabin dropped out on some land that we own in the Texas Hill Country, and for those of you who have read my book, The Blueprint, you know all about what that land represents. It's a puzzle that we've been looking at and putting together for the last 20 years, and it's called Serenity Ranch. And I was excited to watch as that cabin got dropped, because it's been a long process of us working toward building this. And as I watched that cabin get laid out on the land, I began to reflect. I began to reflect on the journey that we went on in order for us to get to this point. In just 2 weeks, my wife and I will celebrate our 20th wedding anniversary. And we've actually been together for 24 years. But at the very beginning of our relationship, when we were just young and in college, we had a daughter. And as young parents, it was always difficult. 2 young parents in college, and there were always challenges and financial hardship and difficulty along the way. But there was a pivotal moment that took place in that journey that actually changed our lives and actually catapulted us to the part where we're getting to today. Now, my wife isn't even aware of this piece, but as my daughter was a young baby, we were always struggling for money, and I worked 2 jobs going to school full time. But one of the things that I ended up having to start doing just to end up getting diapers and buy formula was I started going to a blood bank. And then I realized I could also go to a plasma bank. And what would happen is I would go to these blood and plasma banks twice a week. I would go to one day and then one the other day. And what you would do is I would give blood one day, give plasma the other day. And on each trip, I would get 25 bucks. And that was how I made up the difference to make sure we could get diapers and formula and all the things that we needed along the way when money was coming up short. Of course, and it was always short whenever you're that young and you're in college. So I would do that. And one day I had a situation occur where one of the individuals who was sitting in the chair next to me, I'd become familiar with. Here I was at 20 years old, and I'm sitting in a chair, and I'll never forget it. I had this moment occur where this gentleman looks over to me and says, "Hey Melvin, how's it going?" And I knew his name. And in that instant, when I realized I was becoming comfortable in the situation I was in, I said, "This is enough." That was the moment where I hit what most people would refer to as rock bottom. That was the moment where I said, enough is enough. I'm going to give my child a better life than this, and I'm built for more than this. I deserve better. And so at that moment I said I would never return to that place again, and I would figure out a way, no matter how hard I had to work, to turn things around and make my life different. And it really made me reflect. As I thought back on this moment today, it really helped me to understand the power of hitting rock bottom. We always hear about that. We hear about how rock bottom is where people have to hit before they could turn their life around. And I'm living proof to tell you that when you hit rock bottom, when you get to a point where you just say, enough is enough. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not putting up with it anymore. I'm not going to settle for these circumstances. Things start happening in your life that you never imagined. See, whenever you hit rock bottom, you start to become a little more resourceful. You start to get creative. You start to find opportunities and ways to do things that before that point you didn't realize you could do. So I'm here to tell you, some of you guys right now, you're at that point. You've hit rock bottom and you feel like this is it. I'm at the bottom. I'm ready to give up. But let me tell you this. I want you to get this deep into your soul today. Rock bottom is a firm foundation upon which you can rebuild your life. So if you're at that point today, no matter where you've hit it at, no matter what you're going through, right now is an opportunity to turn everything around. See, whenever I hit rock bottom, I gained a few things. First off, I gained a relationship with Jesus Christ. That was the moment that I knew. That was the moment that I knew. The only hope that I had left was not in me, but it was in Him. Secondly, that was the moment where I said, enough's enough. I'm made for more than this, and I started challenging myself to live up to my potential. So I don't know where you are, I don't know what you're going through, but I've got the feeling that some of you have hit that point, and now is the moment where you could turn it all around. Now is the moment where you could say enough is enough. I've got something bigger on my horizon, and I'm going to go from where I am to where I'm supposed to be, because this moment is the foundation that I'm going to build my future on. So I don't know who you are, but I know that that message is for you. Rock bottom is a firm foundation upon which you can rebuild your life. And if you're at that point, I want you to know that I'm here to encourage you. I'm wishing you the best. And as always, enjoy the journey.